Mr. Anchia in opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I rise today to oppose House Bill 229 because what may appear to some as a simple definitional bill is in fact a statutory erasure of my fellow Texans. Texas is home to 1.4 million LGBTQ adults, nearly 30,000 of which are transgender youth, according to the UCLA's Williams Institute. Members, these are not hypothetical people that we are permitted to discuss in the abstract. They're my friends, they're my constituents, they're my neighbors, and most importantly, they're our fellow Texans. Because House Bill 229 erases transgender Texans from legal recognition, it tells them they do not exist in the eyes of the state. But transgender Texans will continue to exist. And I know they exist because I see them, I hug them, I enjoy fellowship with them, I worship with them. And so as a lawyer, I must oppose this bill because of this statutory erasure. And members, I'm also compelled by my faith to rise against this bill. My faith teaches that we are all, and I mean all, created in God's image. And it says that all individuals, regardless of their gender identity, or who they love, have inherent worth and dignity in this world. They are worthy of love. They are worthy of acceptance. And they are worthy of recognition. And yes, I acknowledge, of course, that the Bible uses masculine language and imagery when referring to God. But it does not explicitly state that God has a gender. Not in any human sense, at least. The Bible emphasizes instead, representatives, God's transcendence. That means that God cannot be limited by human concepts like gender. And my faith teaches, in fact, that God is many things, all wrapped up in one, including a Holy Spirit. My faith also emphasizes Jesus' radical inclusivity, where all are welcomed at God's table. Radical inclusivity, members, teaches that we are all one in Jesus Christ, and that if we affirm our equality in the family of God, regardless of social status, education, race, gender identity, sexual orientation, all of it, that is the teaching of Jesus, his radical inclusivity at God's table. See, Jesus asked us to do two things. The first one was to love God, and the second one was to love one another. A new command I give you, love one another. Jesus' commandment is so simple, but it is radical. Love one another. And this includes, ladies and gentlemen, trans Texans. We're to love them fully and without condition. The New Testament and even classical Greeks referred to this love as agape. It's understood as a selfless, sacrificial, and unconditional love. And in Christianity, it's often associated with the highest form of love. It's a kind of love that it requires us to be intentional. Intentional, members, in our desiring the well-being of another, even when it's hard, even when it's unpopular, even when the people who we are commanded to love are outcasts. This is a love of choice expressed with our actions, including voting on this House floor. And so because I'm commanded by my faith, I arise to reflect Jesus' love. Because people created in God's love are not static definitions to be contained in the law. They are living, they're breathing reflections of God's love, God's image, and most importantly, God's mystery. I urge you to vote no on House Bill 229.